Hello and welcome to the Geekcast. This week we'll be talking about the Walking Dead season premiere and if it was too brutal for television. Now, I am not one who thinks it's too brutal, but I have heard multiple arguments from multiple different news sources where people have said, hey, we're going to stop watching The Walking Dead. Negan killing, Negan killing Glenn, Negan killing Abraham in such a manner, and all these scenes torturing fans makes it so the Walking Dead sort of a cop out. It's sort of the brutality was not necessary. It went over the top. It went too far. And the thing is, I very strongly disagree with this for a couple of reasons. You look at shows such as Game of Thrones and how they push their agenda. They have numerous numbers of sexual scenes that 20 years ago on television wouldn't have even been thought about being put on television, and they're always pressing forward. Oh, what boundaries can we push now? And that's a great. Everybody praises Game of Thrones for it, but then you have one episode of The Walking Dead in which Negan brutally murders two people, and you have this large uproar, and it's very funny because critics don't seem to criticize the pushing the boundaries of sexuality on television, but they seem to criticize the brutality on television. And really, I don't think either one is wrong, and I think we need to look at it objectively like that. I've been a long time Walking Dead fan, and I've been a TV fan for a long time, and I actually think this is something that needed to happen in television. We needed to see this. The Walking Dead, that's the essence of the show. If you're watching The Walking Dead and you don't want to see brutal and violent things, why are you watching The Walking Dead? That's the point. And I don't think any real fans were upset about this. Yeah, maybe we were sad because Glenn and Abraham died. I know we all were. That's the reason we have The Talking Dead. But at the same time, it was going to come. It was, it's comic book material. It's following the comics. It was going to come. They showed it on television, and they did it, and it was a strong and powerful moment for the show, and I feel like it really sets the tone for what the series is going to be. The new, the second half of The Walking Dead. It had 7 or 6 seasons up till now. Well, maybe we'll have 6 more seasons with this darker tone, and I think it's a good thing for the show. Season 6 was criticized for being very formulaic, having a lot of the same tones and undertones of the previous seasons, but clearly if you watch the season premiere with Negan doing what he did, you know that this show is going to be completely different from here on out. And that's a good thing in my estimations. And I think that if people will start looking at The Walking Dead like they look at Game of Thrones, as far as pushing boundaries, and they start sort of thinking about that, then they'll come to the conclusion that it's good that The Walking Dead did this. It's good that Negan killed Glenn and Abraham. It's good that they showed the brutality. It wasn't over the top. It wasn't too much. And honestly, I think that as time goes on, people will respect The Walking Dead for what it did. They'll respect Kirkman, and they'll respect Greg Nicotero, and they'll respect the whole team for what they did. Because really, they took a show that's probably the most violent show on television, and they made it even more violent for the sake of storytelling. It's not just senseless violence. Yes, it was senseless in the fact that Negan killed them and he didn't have to, but at the same time, we get our introduction to Negan, Jeffrey Dean Morgan's character. We get our introduction to the real saviors, and really, it was necessary. It really was. And I did really enjoy the episode. As much as I hated seeing that, I enjoyed the episode. So, in the end, I think as time goes on, critics and fans alike will be able to reconcile with the fact that this happened on television and that it was a good executive decision to do. But anyway, I just wanted to spend this Geekcast this week talking about it because I know it's been the center of media all across all wavelengths. People have been in uproar and praising the decision to put this on television, and so I just thought I'd throw in my 2 cents and say that I think it's okay, and I think it's cool, and I think that it was a good decision by them, and I don't think it's anything more. I don't think it's as much over the line as even some of the stuff that they're doing on Game of Thrones, so I think it's perfectly appropriate for network television. So I hope you've enjoyed this Geekcast. Comment in the description what your thoughts are, if the Walking Dead premiere is too brutal or not. I'm interested to hear what you guys have to say. Remember to like and subscribe for more Geekcast.